Okay, so we're going to look at this problem. Let x be a normally distributed random variable with a mean of 72 and a standard deviation of 8. Let z be the standard normal random variable. Use this result that probability of z is less than 1 is equal to 0.84, corrected 2 decimal places, to find the probability that x is greater than 80. Okay, so from that information, we have a statement about the standard normal variable z. Now, all probabilities in the standard normal curve are equivalent to the probabilities in the random variable x for a mean and a standard deviation that's given to us. So we have to make a connection between z is less than 1 and x. What is that value less than? So the first part, we are going to calculate the z-score to work out for the mean and standard deviation given, we get x is 80. Then we're going to make the connection between the probability that z is less than 1 and the probability that x is less than 80. Okay? Now, from the information, we know that's 0.84. And then our job is to then find what is the probability that x is greater than 80. Well, we have some information when x is less than 80. So we find that by drawing on the complement. And then with the probability value that we know, we're able to work out that amount. Okay, for the next question, we're after the probability that x is between 64 to 72. So the probability statement we're forming there is of this kind, and we first see that in an equivalent form. Okay, so if we can work out the probability of each part, x is less than 72 and x is less than 64, then we can get the result in a subtraction. So the first thing to recognize, x being 72, well, that's the same as the mean, and the probability that x is less than the mean is a half. Now the next part, x is less than 64, we need to consider, well, what is that relative to the mean, or what is that as a z-score. So we can work out the z-score, it being -1, so they are the same in probabilities. Probability that x is less than 64 is the same as z is less than -1. And from the information, we know a little bit about some probabilities of z. That is, z is less than 1 is equal to 0.84, and we can get this equivalent expression here. So just by using some symmetry of the standard normal curve, then this part here is important to highlight, and using the complementary of an event, we form this expression, and from that we're able to then go ahead and work out the probabilities for z is less than 1, which is the same as when x is less than 64. And putting it together, we get 0.34.